everyone and welcome to day 3 of Sanskrit Shrishti. Isha, you may continue.
So yeah guys, today is day 3 of Sanskrit Shrishti. So today what we will be doing. Now next slide. So today guys we will be doing shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharatam and how it began and the story of Markandeya. Okay, so first I will be telling you guys how the shlokas. Pranav, can you just open the PDF?
That's
So guys, the first shloka is called Sanjaya Uvacha. Let's begin. Drishtva tu Pandavanikam Vyuddham Duryodhana Tada Acharyam Upasangamaya Raja Vachanam Abravi. Now you can repeat after me. Drishtva tu Pandavanikam
Dristvatu Pandavanikyam
Vyuddham Duryodhana
Yuddham Duryodhana Tada
Acharyam Upasangamaya
Acharyam Upasangamaya
Raja Vachanam Abravit.
Raja Vachanam Abravit.
Okay, that's the first shloka. Let's move on to the next shloka, which is Pashyetam Panduputranam Acharyam Mahatim Chamun Vyudhyam Drupada Putrena Tavasisyena Dhimataha. Now you can repeat. Pashyetam Panduputranam
Pashyetam Panduputranam
Acharya Mahatim Chamun
Acharya Mahatim Chanum
Vyudham Drupada Putrena
Yuddham Drupada Putrena
Tavasisyena Dhimataha.
Tava Shishyena Dhimataha.
Let's move on to the next shloka. Pranav. This is the next shloka. Dehi nosmin yata dehi haumaram yavvunam jara tata dehantara praptin dhirastara na muhyati. So let dehi nosmin yata dehi
Dehi nosmin yata dehi
haumaram yavvuram jara
Haumaram Yauvanam Jara
tata dehantara praptin
Tata Dehantara Praptin
dhirastara na muhyati.
Dhirastara Na Muyati.
So that's it for today. I hand it over to Shivali to tell us about Mahabharata and how it all began. Pranav, you can go to the PPT.
okay.
Hello everyone. So today I'll be telling the story of Mahabharata. The great epic of Mahabharata begins with King Shantanu. One day King Shantanu of Hastinapura, whose favorite pastime was hunting, was walking along the banks of river Ganga in the search of deer and bison. Suddenly a beautiful lady appeared in front of him. Shantanu fell in love with the lady at first sight, and he expressed that he wanted to marry her from wherever she was. And the lady had a condition. O king, I shall willingly become your wife, but on no account must you ask who am I or why I do what I do, and you must never speak an unkind word to me. The moment you do, either I shall leave you forever. The king agreed to these conditions. Shantanu married the maiden and they lived happily together. But his wife behaved strangely for a woman. Each time a child was born to her, she drowned it in the water. Shantanu was very disturbed by this. He felt sad to see each of his child killed, but yet he had a condition he must follow. He could not question his beloved wife, or else she lose the children and her together. However, when the eighth child was born, Shantanu said, "Stop! Who are you, O wicked woman? How can you murder your own children? Alas, you have broken your promise. I am the goddess Ganga. This child shall be called Gangaya after me," said the lady. She also told that she had to kill her first 7 children to redeem them from a curse. The eighth child was together and they could have lived together. And then she told as he broke his promise, she left him. And she also took the child. And goddess Ganga disappeared. King Shantanu felt very bad and was deeply disturbed. He lost his wife and his glorious son because he was impatient and wavered in his faith. But Shantanu did not let this disturb him, and this did not affect his duties as a king. He continued ruling wisely and well. This reflected in the subjects. They all were very happy, and they also told that the king was very wise and noble, and they felt unfortunate that there was no heir for them. And so the years passed. Then one day, as Shantanu came once again to the banks of the river Ganga, hunting deer and bison, he felt that the river Ganga seemed subdued and restrained, and wondered why. And then he saw a young youth shooting arrows, and that was what restrained its current. Shantanu was amazed. He thought that was an extraordinary feat which only one with divine powers could perform. The boy was Gangaya, his son, but King Shantanu did not recognize him, and he was wondering who could that godlike youth be. Gangaya knew who Shantanu was, and he thought that his father is perplexed and he must play a trick on him, and he suddenly vanished before Shantanu's very gaze. At that moment, a thought suddenly struck Shantanu, and he wondered, could he be my son Gangaya? And then he called out imploringly to Ganga, "Please show yourself and that marvelous youth. Isn't he mine?" And then the goddess Ganga appeared and told, "This is Gangaya, the eighth son I bore to you. He is unsurpassed in wisdom and the use of weapons. He has earned the title of Devrat." And then Shantanu took the young youth happily and Ganga vanished. That young youth was Gangaya, was a mighty archer and learnt all there is to learn about the duties of king. He was a godly child. Shantanu took Devrat and returned home joyfully. And the whole kingdom celebrated and everyone was happy. Devrat soon earned their love and their respect too, and they all admired him. This way King Shantanu and Gangaya were happy and lived happily ever. And even the subjects were quite happy and they respected the young heir very much. But then Shantanu was very unhappy. Let's see what happens in part 2. Thank you.
So guys, that was the story of Mahabharata. Now we will be telling you guys about Akshaya Tritiya. Okay,
So today was the day of Akshaya Tritiya and Eid. So wishing you all a happy Eid and Akshaya Tritiya.
hello everyone. Today I'll be telling you guys about. Hello everyone, wishing you all a very happy Akshaya Tritiya and Eid. Many of us celebrate Akshaya Tritiya but do not know the reason. Today we will be telling the stories of why we celebrate it. Why people buy gold and silver on Akshaya Tritiya. Devotees believe that Kubera, the god of wealth, prayed to goddess Lakshmi on this day, and she blessed him with immense wealth and money. This is why people feel that buying gold or a new property is auspicious on Akshaya Tritiya. The launching of new businesses, ventures, or joining a new job on Akha Teej is also said to be very lucky. The day is not only about buying gold and silver or starting a new business. Though many people also get married on this auspicious day. Getting married on Akshaya Tritiya is said to be very good, as Sundaresha, an incarnation of Shiva, married goddess Madhura on this very day.
And the other story is about Akshaya Patra. During the exile in the forest, the Pandavas were famished for the lack of food, and the wife Draupadi, pained by the lack of food, for customary hospitality to the saintly guests and the sage Durvasa. Durvasa was a sage who had a very bad temper, and if he did not have what he wanted, he would curse the person. So they were very worried. So Yudhishthira, who was the eldest, did a penance to Lord Surya, who gave him the bowl which would remain full till Draupadi had her meals. Then came Lord Krishna. He was quite hungry and asked is there any food, but then there was no food in the vessel, there was just one grain. And Lord Krishna ate this and told, I am full. And then he smiled because he had a plan. He took the Akshaya Patra and he made it a magical bowl which would always remain full with food of their choice, even to facilitate the whole universe for food if required. Hence, sage Durvasa and the other sages came and ate with great joy. It is also believed that on this day, Sudama visited his childhood friend Lord Krishna in Dwaraka and received unlimited wealth.
So it is Akshaya Tritiya is believed to be the in Hinduism to be the birthday of Parasurama, who is the sixth incarnation of Vishnu, and he is revered as Vaishnava temples. So whoever observe in the honor of Parasurama sometimes refer to the festival as Parasurama Jayanti. Also, Ved Vyasa began reciting the Hindu epic Mahabharata to Ganesha on Akshaya Tritiya. Another legend states that river Gange descended to earth on this day, and very significantly, the Yamunotri temple and Gangotri temple are opened on this auspicious occasion of Akshaya Tritiya. During the Chota Char Dham pilgrimage, after closing down during the heavy snowfall-laden winters of Himalaya regions. On this day, devotees wake up early in the morning. After having a bath, they perform puja. They offer yellow clothes to Lord Vishnu along with incense sticks, sandalwood paste, flowers, and basil leaves. Sacred texts like Vishnu Sahasranama and Vishnu Chalisa are recited on this occasion. A special bhog is offered to Lord Vishnu, and at the end of the puja, devotees offer aarti and make donations to the needy people. So that's what Pranav said. Pranav told us about Akshaya Tritiya. So yeah.
Pranav, next slide, please.
Now next slide.
Oh yeah.
Now Pranav will again be telling us about
Markandeya. Once there was a rishi named Mrikandu and his wife Madhumarti. They were very sad because they did not have any children. Hence they prayed instantly to Lord Shiva and got a boon of getting a son. They were given the choice of either a son with low intelligence, a long life, or a son with great knowledge but would only live for 16 years. They chose the son who would live for 16 years. Markandeya grew up to be a great devotee of Lord Shiva. On the day he was going to die, he continued the worship of Lord Shiva in the form of Shivalingam. The messengers of Yama, the Lord of Death, were unable to take away his life because of his great devotion and his continuous worship. Yama then became in the person to take away Markandeya's life. He spun his noose around the young sage's neck. By accident or fate, the noose mistakenly landed around the Shivalingam, and out of it, Shiva emerged in all his anger, attacking Yama for the act of anger. After defeating Yama in the battle to a point of death, Shiva then revered him under the condition of Markandeya would live forever. For this fact, Shiva was therefore known as Kalantaka.
Thank you, Pranav, for telling the story. Next slide.
So namaste. We were always interested in Indian mythology and interest resulted in foundation of this channel, Sanskrit Shushti. We are always keep on learning new things and explore. So if you have an idea or queries, please mail us or message us in Teams Skype. So if you want to mail us, please use this email right here, sanskritchushti@gmail.com. In Teams, sanskritchushti@gmail.com, and in Skype, our group name is Sanskrit Shushti. Bye bye everyone. See you in our next video.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Bye.